Yo, what is going on, guys? SMG Zach here. So this is gonna be more of a serious video. I guess I kind of just wanted to put out there like our situation because I'm getting a little bigger on YouTube, and I don't know. I just kind of wanted to do this. Kind of wanted to tell what was happening. I don't know why, but yeah. So pretty much for those of you that I'm not personal friends with, well, first off, SMG Zach exposed. I'm 12. I'm turning 13 in June. No, it might be hard to believe with my voice, but yeah, it's true. So basically, for those of you who don't know, my dad recently passed away, and reason being, he was a drug addict. And I'm pretty much just gonna explain in this video all that happened, and how to kind of keep up with it if anything similar happens to you, because in this day and age, more and more of this stuff is kind of happening with drug addiction and other stuff like that. So, basically, from what I was told, he started, a long time ago. He hurt his shoulder or something, and then he took, pain meds, and he got addicted to them. And it just kind of, I don't really want to explain the whole thing. I don't know how much info I should put out there, but it got to the point where he was doing a lot of bad things, and he kind of put us in a bad situation. And one time, we just decided, okay, we're going to leave. Because, I'm not going to, I know I'm being very vague, but yeah. And, basically, he put us in a very bad financial state and a very bad everything state. And that was the beginning of my YouTube channel. Back in my first videos, that's when I started YouTube, because I was out of school for like God knows how long. I got on a truancy check because of it, and we thought, hey, it was going to be fine, we'll get it resolved, we're going to get him back in school. So I never was withdrawn, and it eventually got to the point where I had to get withdrawn and everything, and I had to do virtual school. And don't get me wrong, virtual school wasn't that bad, but I'm kind of getting off topic. So eventually, my mom and my dad were going to divorce because of what happened, and at the time I didn't know anything. So, time passes, I get back into our actual school, and like I find out, and I kind of suspected something from the beginning, because I'm not gonna go into it. I can't go into it, but yeah. And pretty much I went back to my school. Everything was fine. My mom and my dad started reconciling, and everything looked like it was coming up. And skip forward like a few months, he was actually starting to, clean himself, get clean. But at the same time, he went to this center, and he was in the center, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but because he went to the center, so suddenly he got fired from his job, and like we weren't getting paid anymore, and it was bad, and we started going downhill again. And he was out there doing his own thing, trying to get clean, and he was eventually gonna come back and help us out or whatever. But and then eventually, when we were starting to we weren't going downhill. It was we weren't in the best state, but we weren't like poor, homeless on the streets, and eventually, not eventually, but as that was all going on, and we were trying to figure out and put our lives back together, November 28th, he suddenly, well, from what we're told, he passed away in his sleep. And I don't even exactly know what happened, or with who told us is telling the truth, but I know for most people my age, this is a harder thing to take. But me and my father, we never really had a very close connection. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love him. I loved him, and it sucks that he passed away like that. But at the same time, I never really had a good connection with him and all the stuff that he's been doing, or that he had been doing. So that happened, and now, well, no, I'm not going to actually say that, but pretty much the whole reason I wanted to make this video, I kind of thought about it now, and figured out why I was making this video. Don't do drugs, okay? I'm turning this into like a drug awareness video. I know there's a lot of people out there, like a lot of kids my age out there, that, you know, oh, I want to be the big cool kid. I want to be the big shot. I want to, like, that's okay. I understand, but there's kids, they're getting into stuff at a super young age. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I know I sound like I'm all, you know, do this, do that, but no, I'm really trying to make a point here. Like, just stay away from it. If your friends, I mean, I know that I'm sounding like your parent right now, but from personal experience, drugs, if you start early, if you get on it early, then basically your whole life is ruined. You're not going to have a life to start. You're not going to have, you know, if you, God forbid, you have kids, their lives are going to be terrible. So don't even do it from, you know, this age or around my age, or I doubt you would, because, you know, you're that young. But, you know, in like your early 20s, don't do it. Don't do it at all. I'm really trying to get a point across. I don't know how, but, and if you do what my dad did and let yourself get to it, I mean, get on it. And, you know, he didn't have the best childhood, so I could, you know, I'm not saying I could cut him some slack, but it was harder for him. But he could have done a little bit of a better job. But if you do it, like, if you start then and you get on it while you have kids, you know, your kids aren't going to have a good relationship with you. And I'm very lucky for my good family and my good support that I've had, and my, you know, amazing mother and my brother Evan. You know, I'm grateful for all of that, because if I didn't have a good family backed up behind me, and I didn't have all of that, you know, my dad could have easily ruined my life. And because I wouldn't have anything, I wouldn't have any help, I wouldn't have anyone to help me or care. So, but some people, they don't have that, and they're just barely clinging on, and they, you know, they have to be more independent because they don't have the best parents. So don't do that. All right, that's kind of what I'm trying to get across here. And don't let yourself get into that in the future. Don't, if you see someone getting on, you know, into it, and they're telling you, oh, try this, this is cool, you know, just don't. It's not worth it. You'll ruin your life. You'll ruin people's lives around you. You'll get into so much trouble. It's not worth it. Yeah, I know this was a longer video, but I kind of just wanted to talk about this. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Streams every weekend. Yeah, so I will catch you guys in the next video.